We're here at TEDxBeaconStreet, and I'm sitting down with Hiawatha Bray, a reporter for the Boston Globe. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Glad to be here.
So let's start off. Tell me, what's the title of your talk and what's it about?
How to do the same thing for 20 years.
All right.
And it's about how I managed to do it.
Yeah.
I've been a reporter at the Boston Globe for 20 years. I didn't really plan it that way. And when it hit me recently, that as of December, it'll be 20 years, I was almost a little shocked. And I thought to myself, in this day and age, should you do that? Especially when you consider what I cover. I write about computers, the internet, technology, and it's a dramatically fast-changing industry full of constant turmoil and revolution. And then it occurred to me that that's why I've been able to do the same thing for 20 years. If it were the same old, it would have driven me crazy.
Right.
But instead, I found myself in an industry that was constantly transforming, so that it has made it so exciting to stay with it for this period. It's also given me certain advantages because I have that perspective of having seen what came before versus what's come after. And like even in the newsroom, when people need to know about some crucial event that happened 5 or 10 years earlier, I know what it was because I was there. I remember it. It's a real problem in journalism, by the way, because increasingly news organizations are losing what sometimes is known as their institutional memory. The people who have been around long enough to remember why this or that matters. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of those people, and it's kind of cool, and I love it. But at the same time, you have to stay fresh, you have to expand your horizons, and you always have to treat your readers with respect. And it occurred to me that a talk about how you can apply that to anything you do would be a good idea, because what I do to keep fresh and to keep what I'm doing relevant would apply in any industry. You have to stay smart. You have to stay on point, knowing as much as you can about your business.
Yeah.
You have to talk to the people who know about it. And I reminded people of what I call the dirty little secret of journalism, which is most people will talk to you. Most people, you ask them, they'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I got you to sit down here.
That's
I was
right.
Like, hey, you want to talk? You're like, yeah, sure.
95% of the human race love the fact that somebody wants to know about something that they know a lot about.
Yeah.
They love it because they spent years learning this stuff and they want to tell you. So you can just go ask people and they'll tell you what you want to know.
That's great. So tell me a little bit more now about just the idea, not specifically about your reporting, but the idea behind your talk, and why do you think it is an idea worth spreading?
It's an idea worth spreading because, well, there are different kinds of people in our society who choose different kinds of careers. The average American stays at a given job for less than 5 years. Mm-hmm. But there is a lot to be said for the person who develops a deep expertise and stays with something for a long time. But if you're going to do that, you have to develop the ability to bring new insights and new knowledge to whatever it is you're doing. And that applies not just to journalism, but to any field.
Yeah.
This is something that's really important. You, among other things, serve as a mentor for people who are coming up who are younger and who need to learn this stuff. But also, as I said before, you also develop this database of knowledge that is so relevant to the new stuff that you're dealing with now. I mean, just all the details that you know about how systems have worked through the years and versus how they work today gives you a depth of insight that other people who may have been on the job just a few years simply will not have.
Yeah. Really interesting stuff. Let me ask you one last question.
Sure.
So you're a reporter. What's like the latest, hottest thing? What's like your big scoop right now?
Oh, I don't know. If I had a really big scoop right now, I wouldn't tell you. I can tell you.
I know. That's why I was joking.
I can tell you, as I did during the talk, that what I am moving more and more my orientation toward is more of my coverage focus is this thing you'll be hearing a lot about called the Internet of Things.
Yes.
And everything that has happened up to now is really just a prelude. It's almost like foreplay, if you don't mind my using
Yeah,
that
no.
Because the internet, as impressive and amazing as it is nothing compared to what will happen when every object in the physical world, every man-made object, is going to have computers in it, is going to have memory, is going to have the ability to talk to other objects. Now, I'm sure not everything will be that way, but imagine a library shelf which knows which books are on the shelf.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we can expect to see that
Where'd
soon.
you come up with that example?
Well, yeah, I don't know what put that in my head. But that's just one example. When you can put sensors in literally everything, people immediately think of amazingly useful things you can do with that.
Yes.
And there's no reason we couldn't have refrigerators that know how much milk is inside, library shelves that know whether the books are on the right shelf. You misshelve a book, the library shelf goes, no, that book doesn't belong here. Take it off.
Yeah.
Things like that. Every object in the world around us will be smart enough to tell us if we're doing it right. But that also means that every object in the world around us will be collecting data on us that could violate our privacy,
Yeah.
that could put us at some kind of risk. And we've got to figure out how to get all the good stuff out of the Internet of Things without getting all the bad stuff. And it's just going to be a total mess. I can't wait because I'm going to write about all of it.
Well, we can't wait to read about it. Thanks so much for sitting down with
thank
me.
you.
Hiawatha Bray, he's a reporter for the Boston Globe. His talk is called How to Do the Same Thing for 20 Years, and you can check it out at TEDxBeaconStreet.com.